in my full rain jacket and rain kilt, they call it. They don't want to call it a rain skirt or a rain dress.
This is a second in a series of gear videos I'm putting together for my upcoming thru hike of the Appalachian Trail in 2021. My last video was on my backpack, Northern Ultralight Sundown, and what I figured I'd do next is rain gear. So what I have here is my choice of rain gear, which I've been using for the last couple of years. And I'll go into more detail. This is a Lightheart Gear rain jacket and an Enlightened Equipment rain wrap, I think they call it. It's a generic rain kilt, rather. Just a few things before we get into some detail. I'm not wed to Enlightened Equipment. I bought it because it was light. I think it was a couple ounces. I'll put it on the screen. I just went with the lightest, and I do love this jacket, and I'll get into details. So I transitioned to this gear over the last few years, and I'll explain why next. There's a decent amount of detail here and a little unusual for a backpacking review, but I thought it'd be a good way to show my transition to my current system. So I started out with what I call good but heavy. I transitioned to good and lightest, and where I ended up now is what I call great and light. Good but heavy was a Gore Tex based system. The weight you can see was over a pound, very expensive at $465. The pros are Gore Tex is very durable, it's fairly breathable, and it's really good in cold weather. Cons are it's very expensive, it's pretty heavy. Gore Tex will wet out after a day in the rain. And to keep weight down, the fit was very tight, so it was hard to layer under it, and there were no pit zips, so it wasn't very breathable from that perspective. Next, I went to a kind of Frog Togs based setup. Pretty much, there's a lot of YouTube videos on the Ultralight 2 jacket. I cut the weight down to 8 ounces. It's pretty cheap at $120 for both of them. And besides being cheap, it's easily replaceable. I think you can buy the jacket for 20 bucks on Amazon. It's very light. The jacket's waterproof. On the downsides, Frog Togs are not very durable, and they're not at all breathable. And the Ultralight 2 has no pit zips. So where I ended up now is a Lightheart Equipment rain jacket and an Enlightened Equipment rain wrap, which is a quilt. Both of these are sil nylon based, which is basically like like what tent flies are made out of. The weight's coming in basically the same at 8 ounces. The price is also pretty reasonable for both, $150. And the pros are, again, it's a reasonable price. They're fairly durable. I think more durable than a Frog Togs jacket. They're light. The jacket and the kilt are both 100% waterproof. They will not wet out, or not from my experience. And the jacket has pit zips and pockets, and it's also a loose-fitting jacket that you can layer under. The downside is they're not breathable. Okay, so this is not unusual, but I keep my rain jacket and kilt on the outside of my pack in the stretchy pocket. I think most people do this. It's just easily accessible, and you never know when you need it. Okay, hopefully you can see here it's a pretty loose-fitting jacket. You can layer under it pretty easily. The hood, it has good coverage. It's got a bill or kind of like a visor. I like to wear it over a baseball hat. The kilt's easy to put on. It's got a few snaps. There's a snap by the waist, there's a snap in the middle that I'm doing now, and there's a snap at the bottom, which I don't do because I like to be able to lift my legs. Okay, so just a little bit of modeling here. So it's a pretty full-featured jacket. It's got very large pit zips. You can see here. They're on both sides, obviously. More than likely, after 20 minutes or so, I'll just put the pack on and drape it over the top of me. Just leaving it on my hood keeps my head dry, keeps my back dry, kind of functions as a pack cover as well.
and I don't get hot at all. And with the rain kilt, I stay pretty much dry all day. Here's an example of it as a pack cover. It's not the best, but save a few ounces. I'm not having to carry a pack cover, and I stay dry. The other thing I'll do is I'll put my hands through the pit zips, but not through the sleeves. I'll do this if it's windy out, or I'm worried about it blowing away, or I just need a little more coverage. And you can see it still functions as a pack cover and keeps me pretty dry. At the same time, I don't get too hot. So here's some of the other features. Inside there are two pretty deep pockets. They're on both sides, and you can put stuff in them and when you zip it up, keep things dry. I'll put on the screen what kind of zipper is on there, but I think it's a large YKK zipper. There's also Velcro all in a storm flap, and two outside pockets as well, hand warmer pockets. The hood again is full coverage, it's got a good visor, and it's got draw cords to cinch it down around your face. Okay, so I wanted to show the pit zips again. This is another reason I bought the jacket. They're pretty huge. They go up almost from your elbow, halfway down the side of your body, and they really do a great job of ventilating when you're hiking. So there's elastic and Velcro on the cuffs and provide pretty much any kind of adjustment you need. There are also snaps on the side that you can tighten like around your hips, which you wouldn't think are that important, but when it's cold and you want to keep your heat in, or when it's windy on a summit, they really come in handy. They really tighten things up. And when you unsnap them, the jacket hangs pretty loosely and is very comfortable. So I realized I haven't talked too much about the rain kilt. The reason why I like it is it's easy on, it's easy off. It's much better than pants in my opinion. It'll keep you dry except for the bottom of your pants legs, which will get wet anyway when you're hiking in the rain. It's light and packable, and one thing that I don't really see too many people do is I lay it out when I'm sleeping in a shelter under my pillow, so my pillow doesn't go straight on the wood. A lot of people bring Tyvek, but that could add 6 or 8 ounces to your kit, and I think this is just kind of a more elegant solution. So in conclusion, these are my opinions only. A lot of people have had good luck with other things. For me, this works. It's not the perfect solution. Again, the jacket can be pretty hot, but I believe that when it's cold and rainy, it's better to be dry and warm, maybe from a little sweat, than just have a jacket that wets out. And I would definitely buy it again. I did start an AT thru hike in February of 2020. I got off because ATC recommended we get off due to the pandemic, and I did bring this, and it worked great, and I've used it for a couple years now, and again, I'd bring it again. Just some notable mentions: the Outdoor Research Helium, the Montbell Versalite, and the Z-Pax Vertus jackets are some other jackets people will talk about on YouTube. Again, this is just my opinion. To me, I've had most of them. I find that they'll wet out. They're not waterproof over a long day. They have poor breathability, but they're also great just for warmth and wind. So thanks for watching, and hope you stick around for my next video, which will be my cook system.